In the past, I've made posts about my jerk of a brother, but this time something else happened. I decided to go camping again for the first time this year because of spring break, though I only got the weekend to go, but it was just enough for me to unwind. My brother didn't follow me like he used to. I think I've finally gotten him to understand screwing with me is just not worth it anymore after he drank that growler full of laxative-spiked beer he stole from me last year. So the drama from him has been bad for the past few months, though he's still an entitled jerk, and I've got plenty of things to tell about him and his antics from the months I wasn't posting. I figured my worries about camping trouble were over, but no, I had to deal with a lunatic Karen. I'd already spent one night at my campsite. I was loving the fresh air, and fortunately rain was minimal. That's the only reason I went. Otherwise, I'd have just stayed home. But I had an itch to scratch, to get out and enjoy some mountain air. I was far from alone as the spaces around me were full of tents, trailers, and RVs. Plenty of people caught the camping bug during spring break, just like I did. I was sitting relaxed in a folding lawn chair and watching Tailspin on my portable DVD player. Yeah, I know it's a cartoon, and an old one at that. But I enjoy since as a kid. I used to watch some old tapes of it a cousin had, and I've owned the DVDs of the complete series for around 10 years. And I won't deny I've always had a bit of a crush on the character Rebecca Cunningham. I had headphones on because other campers were playing music, barbecuing, and doing other things. I was just chilling and letting myself mentally zone out with some refreshing cold beer when I got a sudden and hard tap on my shoulder that frankly scared the piss out of me for a second. And then I turned around to see a roughly middle-aged woman in over-tight purple yoga pants with her hands on her hips. She didn't have the Karen haircut, but she did have the bleach blonde hair and overly large bug-eye sunglasses. I know in this situation a lot of people will reflexively say, "Can I help you?" But that's just giving an opening to these people to say whatever they want. So my first reaction is to just angrily say, "What? Can't you see I'm trying to relax by myself?" That set her aback for a second. She didn't go away, so I paused the episode I was on and grumpily asked her what she was bothering me about. She spoke up in a matter-of-fact way that sounded like she was trying to be in charge. I guess trying to activate mom mode on a stranger. But I think the unfriendly scowl on my face was enough to show that I'm not exactly friendly. So she just pointed at the portable DVD player and said that she wanted to borrow it and the headphones for her daughter. To make it brief, I said no. And no is a complete sentence. Because I don't know her. I don't know if she'd bring it back. And I certainly don't know if her kid wouldn't damage it. I do actually keep a smaller backup portable DVD player in the camper too, but I wasn't about to let this woman know that, well, she certainly didn't take to being told off like that well, and then launched into a tirade about how I was a grown man watching cartoons, how they only have one TV in their RV, and her daughter needs something to watch because her kids can't agree on what to watch, so she needs my DVD player. I coldly said that was not happening, and she actually gave me a loud, "Why not?" So I pointed out to her that this was really not my problem. And she just crossed her arms and said that as an adult, I should be putting kids first. I said that would be the case if I had kids, but her kids are not my kids. I don't know them, and I'm in no way related to them, and therefore I have no obligation to them. So she rolled her eyes and then tried to offer me money for the headphones and DVD player. Admittedly, I didn't pay much for either of them. But I don't care. I wasn't interested in selling. She only offered $20 for both anyway. I just told her no, and to kindly leave me alone to watch movies in peace. Then I tried to just sit back down and resume the episode. She didn't take that well and proceeded to try and grab my DVD player right in front of me, like I was just going to let her walk off with it. I got up and stopped her while saying that ain't yours, lady. She proceeded to try and shove me over. Try being the word. She clearly underestimated how heavy I am. I don't look it at all, but I'm around 230 pounds. My body frame just hides it well, and I've been in a few brawls in my life. I ended up grabbing her arms and shoving her back with little effort. She fell on her bum into some wet grass and started yelling that I'd assaulted her while looking around for support. I've seen enough Karen stories to know where this goes if I say nothing. So I yelled, "Yeah, assault. Assault on me when you tried to push me over and steal my stuff. And there's plenty of witnesses around us, lady. Or did you not notice?" There had already been a few people around us watching the whole altercation, and they'd gone dead quiet while staring. So then I said to everyone, "Check it out. We've got a bona fide Karen here who tried to take my stuff for her precious angel baby." Everybody clapped for her, and they did. They actually started clapping. The Karen looked completely humiliated and stormed off screeching that I was an a-hole. Her yoga pants was all wet from the grass too, which only made it funnier. I kept thinking your pants is grass as she walked away, but I didn't say it aloud. I tried to resume watching the DVD as I was, but I felt uneasy the Karen might come back. She snuck up on me rather easily before, and I didn't want to risk that again. So I packed up and went back into my camper to continue watching and drinking inside. Got pretty plastered that night. I remember giggling like a moron while watching the episode with the panda people that were evil Chinese stereotypes. Stayed at the campsite for one more night and didn't see the Karen again until I was leaving Sunday afternoon. I saw her standing by her POS-looking RV with a large fountain beverage in one hand and a dog leash in the other. It was one of those yappy little fluffball dogs, too. She glared at me as I drove past, and I just waved to her and said, "Bye, Karen." Out my window. She threw her drink at my truck, but none of it got in through the window. I could hear her yelling at me, but couldn't really make out a word of it. I'm not sure what goes on in the heads of these people. I understand this could have gotten a lot worse. Like that nut bar sicking the local ranger on me or something. But I think the public humiliation was enough to make her back off. I can only wonder if the rest of her family is just like her. Glad I didn't meet them. About 6 years ago, I went to the local PO to mail packages to out-of-town family. It was a sunny, warm day, which is unusual given where I live. I was happy that my shopping was done early and I could actually enjoy the holiday season. I live in an old, small town. The town is probably 180 years old, with a population of 15K. Needless to say, the PO is tiny. We also have a large immigrant population. Most have been here for a few generations, but we still have some older immigrants. Upon entering the POD, there were two ladies ahead of me. The lady at the window was an immigrant who was confused about shipping her packages. The PO worker was being very kind and helping to repackage her gifts and explain how it would save her money. There was another lady ahead of me who has several packages. The worker who was helping her took her packages to the back and did not immediately return. Enter the Karen. She was about 60-ish, dressed in a business suit. As the line was not moving, she started tapping her foot and sighing. Then she started to mumble that she was in a hurry because she had a meeting to attend. Then she said it so loud that the nice lady helping the granny heard, and I swear she slowed down a bit. Karen continued to tap her foot and grumble, getting more peeved at each second. She was even insulting the immigrant granny. Finally, another worker appeared, and it was my turn. She grumbled that she should go ahead of me due to her meeting. I smiled sweetly at her and said no. Her face got red. I then told her that post offices are always busy at this time of year and she should have planned better. Then she got really upset and grumbled more. I looked at her and said that everyone was in a good mood but her, and when I left I would still be happy but that she would not. As the steam came out of her ears, I went to the desk and the postal worker gave me a huge smile. As I left, I once again looked at the Karen, smiled, and wished her happy holidays. It was lovely. So last night my fiancée, Yue, and I had her friend and her friend's new boyfriend over for dinner. At first I didn't mind him until after dinner and we were all chatting, getting to know each other. It was a typical idle chit-chat until the boyfriend kept trying to start the conversation towards talking about him. More importantly, his job. I completely understand being proud of your work, but this was unreal. First, he made sure to let us know how educated he is, which I think is perfectly fine, but the way he did it was almost to say he's better than everyone. I just let it go. I'm not the one going to be with him, so I don't have to deal with him. But what really bothered me was when he started talking about how much money he makes that kind of crap. He made it clear how big and powerful his 80K salary makes him. Again, I just brushed it off. Until he made a comment about me. The guy looks at me dead in the eye and says I could never live like you. I was caught off guard and had to say, "Hold up, what do you mean?" He says, "Well, you don't have a job Yui works and you just stay at home while she brings home money. It's not a very manly thing to do." I need to put some information before I go on, so Yui's friends know about me, but not the entire story. I asked her to not tell them because it makes people treat you differently. I'm 35, and yeah, I don't work, but that's for a very good reason. I did my time. I worked my A off when I was younger. I made investments, and right now I own 30 rental properties. I bring in each year big time in 7 figures in residual income, so now I have no need to work. I just get to enjoy my life. I get to have freedom and enjoy my life with Yui. Her friends don't know that. Back to the story. I said, "What are you saying? I'm not a man because I don't work." He said, "Well, I make a lot of money. I'm a man, bring home the money." He had the balls, so say, that I could learn from him, that he could mentor me. He could show me how to be a man. Now, yeah, that was enough for me. I got sarcastic and said, "Oh yeah, about that." But the thing is, I was deadpan staring him in the eyes. I am a few years older than you. The guy is like 30. But, bud, I did my time in the workforce. In fact, now I don't have to work because without working, I still manage to bring in about 40 times what you bring in a year. But I guess it's all about appearances with your big, powerful job. But maybe I can mentor you on how to be a man and actually make money. But yeah, people who actually have money don't talk about it. They don't brag. It's such a shitty, low-class thing to do. Braggarts like you, they only care about how they look and don't care what's actually important. Dude tried to say that people who have money show it off. And I said, "Oh, people who have money, at least the ones who keep it try to stay low profile. But if it's things that get you off, I have several suites that are worth more than your car. I have shoes worth more than your car." He'll take a look around. I don't have a mortgage. I own this house. I own everything inside this house. I have no debts. In fact, I get to enjoy my life every day. But again, I guess I'm wrong because for you, it's all about appearances. That pretty much killed the evening. They stayed another 15-20 minutes before leaving. My girl got a text from her friend saying I was an a-hole for insulting her boyfriend that he won't ever come back over. She said that I won't make friends being an a-hole like that. Now I have a tight group of friends. I actually make friends easily. But yeah, that's it. Did I really do anything wrong? Yui wasn't mad, and she said she completely gets where I was coming from, but wished I could have let the entire thing go. I said, "Babe, you know me. I'm going to stand up for myself. I'm going to stand up for you.